Little button's not red. There it goes.
Okay.
Recording has started.
Thank you. Are you still seeing the PowerPoint?
Yes, you're good to go.
All right, thank you. So today we're going to talk about growth and achievement measure selections, monitoring pacing, finalizing partial year exemptions, and entering your final observation scores. So our growth measure selections, we've talked about this before. All teachers, including teachers who anticipate individual growth scores, must have a school or district composite selection for growth entered into T and Compass. There are basically three types of these. We've got the school level TVAS composite, which is what most teachers will use. It's one of the school level composites, a district level composite, or a custom feeder school or district composite. Remember that the custom feeder is only an option for a school, an educator in a school that does not generate a school-wide composite, a K2 school, for instance. A custom feeder option would be what they would need to choose. Our achievement measure selections, all teachers must have those entered into T and Compass. We've got 7 different types. They're off of the achievement measure worksheet. They should be scaled. TVAS is the only thing that does not require scaling. A best practice is to make sure you have those scales set so that when you start getting scores, you don't have to go back and try to think, okay, how are we scaling this? If you do it on the front end, that saves you time on the back end. You need to be monitoring your, to monitor these selections, you can use the growth and achievement measure, a growth and achievement selections report from T and Compass. You download that. Column P, O and P will show you growth measures. What I would do is I would just filter column P to any blanks. If there are any blanks, those are the educators who needs measures imported. The achievement measure selections are on the same spreadsheet. Column S will give you the achievement measure selection. Column Q will give you the category. You can filter either one of those to blank, and those will be the teachers. If you have any that need measure selections uploaded, they will be there. And your criteria are in the columns T through X. Remember, if it's a TVAS score, you do not necessarily have to put 1 through 5 there. If you do, it does not hurt anything. The easiest way to enter these growth and achievement measures, if you have very many, is to upload them in bulk from the import wizard. There are directions on the team website that will walk you step by step through that import wizard. If you don't have but a few teachers, you can go directly to their pages to put those in, make the selections for them. That is just a personal preference for you. You also need to monitor pacing. We are in the middle of April. You probably got till somewhere in the end of May to finish any observations. Very familiar what May looks like in a school. So and those need to be finished up. So you can download this pacing guide report. It will show you very quickly your teachers. And in the very last column, there's a Y or an N for pacing. They've either already met pacing or they haven't. So if I look at this particular educator, I see that there's the minimum instruction requirement is for 2. This teacher has none entered into T and Compass. They have no planning entered in, no environment, and no professionalism. That is a red flag that you need to check. Maybe these observations have been done and they just haven't been entered. This is only useful for a team district. If you use an alternative observation model, your pacing will not be in there. So anytime you look at this, if you have one that's just missing 1, like this teacher needs 3 instruction and has only had 1, at this point in April, I would be concerned about this teacher meeting pacing. You're also welcome to share these with your school leaders. Your school leaders can download these reports also. Partial year exemptions, we talked about this a couple of months ago. Acceptable reasons for partial year exemptions are contracts educators who have a contract for 120 days or less. They've been on leave, had an extended leave, have had lots of absences. They don't meet the 121-day requirement. If they've transferred to a different school during the year, or if they've transferred to another role during the year. So if they were at the beginning of the semester, they became an administrator, you would want to mark them PYE, because you don't want to we can't generate an LOE with partial teacher observations and partial administrator observations. So just thinking about if they have met these requirements or not. These are the options when you go into TN Compass on the educator's records. You click set partial year exemption. This will pop up. You have to select a reason. If they've left if they were terminated, resigned, or left your building, retired, you can mark that. If it's other, it'll pop up and ask you for a simple explanation. So next steps for you are to upload any missing growth and achievement measures, or have someone do it for you. Share information on pacing with the principals. Identify any educators who should be PYE and get them marked. And then upload achievement measure scores as they become available to you. In May, you're probably starting to get those off-the-shelf measures. The last assessment's probably been done. So if you have those scores and you want to go on and upload those, you can do that at any time using the import wizard. That just gives you a head start for next year. So you know in the fall what the fall looks like when you're trying to get all of these in. So you can go in and do that as soon as you have them. Some resources that we have available are the achievement measure selection guidance on the team website. We've got growth measure selection guidance on the team website. There's import wizard guidance. The team website is where the office hours will be released. We'll have the PDF of the PowerPoint and the recording. And then there's the teacher evaluation handbook that can also be useful when you're thinking about pacing and observations. We will have one more office hour this school year. It'll be in May. And we're going to start talking about things you need to think about for preparing for the next school year. As always, you can email team questions with any questions, and we will get back to you. Did that stop sharing? All right, I'm going to stop the recording.